What's up guys, welcome back for another Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Duel video. A new Firewall card was revealed yesterday, let's try it out, right? The first ever Link 5 monster here in this game's history. And, you know, with its name, this should be a solid card. Quite equal to the power level or the power creep that the regular Firewall Dragon had. But on first sight I was like, well, this card doesn't really seem too fantastic. It does have a couple of good effects, but the fact that it's, and as you see here in the extra deck, in this particular extra deck, its most important effects is that in most situations it's pretty much outclassed by the other two brothers, being Appaloosa, the Link 4, one of the new Link 4s, and Boral Sword. Again, Boral Sword for the push for the OTK and for negating the monster effects. As you know, the new Firewall has built-in monster effect negation. I'm looking at Appaloosa. Appaloosa also has built-in monster effect negation, very similar to Light and Darkness Dragon, you know, with the attack drop. But after playtesting, I'm like, no, this card is superb for a couple of reasons. I mean, it's of course very easy to make in Salamangreats, for example. It needs, well, depending on, depending on different card types, monster types in your graveyard. And I mean with that, let's say Fusion, Synchro, Exceed, for example, it will gain extra counters upon Link Summon, right? And during the battle phase, it will gain extra attack points depending on how many counters it has. And let's say in this particular deck, most I can make is, at least most I can get is 2 extra counters, and that's Stelio being, you know, the Cyber's Link, and what's the second one? Let me, it's not, well, the Fusion is definitely possible, but next to Stelio we have you know which one I mean. The Ritual, the Salamangreat Ritual, of course, to give you the solid attack boost and put your Firewall Dragon during the battle phase only at 8k sharp. So 8k attack sharp during the battle phase. It will get 2 extra counters, so, you know, 2 potential monster negation effects, for example, during your opponent's turn. So that's solid, but it's a Link 5. And there are some situations here, especially in Salamangreat, where the Link 5 actually comes in very handy. Let's say if you have your Yugioh, your Link 3 on the field, and you're like, ah man, I need Boral Sword, but you know that's quite awkward with your Link 3 on the field. Well, you can go for your Link 5 and needing, or at least you only need 2 extra monsters next to your Yugioh. So that's already quite nifty. The extra beneficial effect or situation where the Link 5 is preferred over Link 4, for example. Other situations is, and that's I believe the most important one, is a psychological aspect. Is, you know, your opponent might or is playing that new Firewall Dragon in the extra deck, and this is cute, using Yugioh's effect to put his attack position monster at 500 attack, and, you know, Yugioh, at least the Firewall Dragon getting the extra attack boost, 2 counters because of the Ritual and the Stelio indeed here in the graveyard. So that's exactly game, and that was what I was talking about, right? The potential OTK that's lurking in your opponent's extra deck. And if you're playing Salamangreats, for example, that's of course the most easy and most common way, I guess, in today's format, in today's metagame. There are of course other options, but I'm looking at competitive level, and Salamangreats, it's super easy to make in Salamangreats. They also have multiple Soul Charge alike cards here in this deck or in their archetype, so it's just ridiculous easy to get this Link 5 on the field. So Yugioh bouncing back a couple of cards, Tornado, that's all fine, Heavy Storm Duster, that's all fine. Still have Double Trap here in my hand. This was kind of an awkward tool, you know, with against Paleozoics running multiple Mirror Forces, right? I can't take the risk of attacking into a Drowning Mirror Force, but the Storming Mirror Force, and unless I'm missing something, should, well, he could have activated it, right? Or am I missing something? Or did he want to at least did he want to keep it? Or again, I'm probably missing something, but in the long run it's not going to matter too much here in this situation. Again, okay, I can get the extra get back from my graveyard Gazelle, or was it yeah, indeed it was Falco, the Ghost Ogre being dropped, and now I can just easily go for a game. No reason to go for the Firewall Dragon, right? But the small downside is, okay, I'm running the Salamangreat Ritual of the potential extra attack boost and counter on the field for your Firewall Dragon, it's not that bad. I mean, pure competitive level, you know, you're not going to see the Salamangreat Ritual monster, but there are multiple cards to get rid of your first turn hand that, well, you know, you have Phantasme, your hand trap that can potentially send it back to the deck if you want to search it out with that link to Cybers. You know, is it Cybers Magician, I believe, the link to that searches a ritual monster and a ritual spell from your deck. And of course, yeah, you need to get those two targets out of the deck. If you happen to draw one of those, I don't think you can search the other. No, I think you need to search at least two, right? The Kaiju is fine, went for Appaloosa. Yeah, the problem here is that, as soon as you use Stelio's effect, special summoning effect from the deck, you cannot activate other monster effects unless they are fire type. So going for the Firewall Dragon here first turn would be stupid. Again, your Firewall Dragon upon summon would not trigger due to, you activated Stelio during the same turn. So Appaloosa here in this situation, again, what would have been preferred if you're playing against a monster heavy deck, or, well, not having any traps for some extra protection. So there it is, going for the, Firewall Dragon, I believe, with two counters indeed, so two potential monster negations. And that new Salamangreat multiple monster reborn, I guess, Fury of Fires, I believe the name is also ridiculous. I mean, how many multiple monster reborn cards does this archetype need, right? It doesn't make sense. It already has, like, Will of the Salamangreat being like a small soul charge, and then they get more monster reborn alike cards, which are, at least, can be gotten back, at least you can get them back from the graveyard, so whatever, right? Again, standard first turn opening right, going for Heatleo, going for, what is it called, Sunlight Wolf, yep, some delicious setup here with Stelio, very generic. Maybe I could have gone for the Appaloosa again, Orcus being a monster heavy deck. Anyway, it's fine though. So I'm definitely going to use Rage, I believe, popping his two cards. Phoenix as well, it did get an extra draw, but I believe I'm in a very good position, decent position with my field setup. I have enough Follow a place for next turn, and Roar indeed, right? Roar preventing Mermaid from activating, and yeah, that Fog Blade is definitely not going to help him, right? Now I can potentially go for the Heatleo, bounce back the back row, or force out the back row, and then, yeah, Firewall should, deal the last damage, right? Going for Cyber's Witch, that was it, Cyber's Witch, not Magician, getting the extra searches, but again, you have multiple ways of getting the potential Ritual here in your graveyard to give you the extra attack boost. Going for Dweller just in case, but again, you will just deal 8,000 damage here. Quite nifty. Going second against Orcus again, my hand is not that great. Okay, drop Phantasme, hopefully drawing an Ash Blossom, but nope, definitely, sadly, not the case. But again, my hand, nope, that's not going to cut it, especially if he's able to, well, end with the standard Orcus board with multiple negations, multiple Fog Blades, and the potential level 3 here in his graveyard to reborn the Dingrisu during my turn. And okay, the Call by the Grave can be important, but still, he has like 3 interruptions set, I think. Is it Climax? Climax and double Fog Blade? Man, that's... no, I'm definitely not going to get over that, right? Yeah, indeed, Climax banishes the Gazelle, and I needed that. I needed the Foolish Burial effect. Phoenix forces out the second one. I can negate it with Phantasme, but the second Fog Blade is going to block Phantasme's effect. And yeah, during his turn, he'll just be, at least he's just able to, special summon multiple monsters and eventually attack for game. So a bit unfortunate, but yeah, it would have been cool to have that Link 5 ready, and not really sure how much attack it would have had. Probably nothing, right? Again, no Stelio and no Ritual here in my graveyard. So yeah, there's of course a potential of running the Fusion one, but as you saw, the extra deck is quite packed, and depending on competitive level or, how many Salamangreats are there in the format, the Fusion might be a solid staple again in your main deck / side deck, so the Fusion could potentially give your Firewall also an extra counter, right? But again, that's up to you. Last example against Thunder, Guard, Dragon, Danger, Shenanigans, right? Definitely a very solid opening. And opening with the, what is it called? Will of the Salamangreat. It's ridiculous again. Sets up so many things because of Thunder Dragons. Ending with Appaloosa with the multiple monster negation effects, leaving Stelio on the field. And I believe the set card being the, I think it's the Rota. It's not going to be defense, right? Anyway, this was again very crucial. Prevent my opponent from discarding a Thunder, you know, potentially making the Colossus life from the extra deck. So again, going for the Tour Patrol, you know which one I mean, it's generic Link 2. But Ghost Ogre is going to prevent the Guard Dragon Shenanigans from pulling through, I guess, coming through. And okay, Boros Sword is fine, no second battle phase, so I can just easily go for a game now. And that's what I like about Salamangreat, right? Stelio will just bounce away any big monster threat, clearing the path here for, you know, your 8k Firewall Dragon. Gazelle was able to Foolish Burial the Salamangreat Ritual Monster, and that's the extra counter needed to make the easy OTK with your Firewall Dragon. Again, putting up all those free monsters thanks to Salamangreat. Again, ridiculous if you think about it, right? And with Dweller as well, just in case. But yeah, indeed, 8k to the face. So I like this new one, as it's personally the Firewall Dragon. I underestimated the card. Again, like always, feel free to leave suggestions here for the build, but the new Firewall Dragon, again, I underestimated it. It can definitely find its place into top tier, in the top tier format, because, you know, the psychological aspect, the potential OTK lurking in your opponent's extra deck, the extra monster negation, it can be so good. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.